because I thought I was going to stop now, so I threw it up there. The other day I did a video on overcoming doubt. How many have doubts about anything, right? Life, right? So what I've figured out about overcoming doubt, there are doubts all around us, okay? And there's two kinds of doubt. There's doubt that we get from other people, and then there's doubts that we have ourselves. See, and we can afford to have doubts from other people. In fact, I would expect it, right? You're doing something that so few people as a percentage are doing. You are investing in real estate. And no matter what the market is doing and no matter what people are saying, you're doing it. You're in the fray. You're getting the knowledge that you need, okay? So you're eliminating that doubt by putting in the work. And when people say, hey, you know, real estate's a bad investment, you're putting in the work to be able to combat that doubt, right? Because maybe they've had a bad deal in the past, and so they think that the real estate market is horrible altogether. But yet you're doing the work. There's no shortage of doubt from those around you. And two reasons that they may doubt you. One, it's their own doubt, right? That they could do it themselves, and so they don't want to support you because they have their own doubt. Or maybe they saw the knucklehead that I was years ago, and they're going, this guy's never, that guy? Because they don't know the change, the commitment, the things that you've done inside of you to make that change. So they doubt that you can do it because they maybe knew the old you, which goes into a whole other subject. How committed are you to the new you, to the new person needed to make that thing happen? And as you start to succeed, you will see, and how many have experienced this, those who doubted you suddenly are going, oh, you've done it, right?
Hey, to that point, don't want to step on your stuff.
No, you're good, man.
One of my biggest supporters after I'd accomplished it was my dad. He was one of my biggest detractors in the beginning. He did it from a place of love. He didn't want to see me fail because he didn't think I knew enough to even get into this arena of real estate investing. He didn't want to see me lose money, you know, have issues, have problems, deal with tenants, all that kind of stuff. Years later, he called me, you know, I was his hero, which, you know, Dad passed away a couple years ago, and that was the greatest compliment that he ever gave me. Because as a young man, I wanted to prove something to my dad, right? So, don't know where I'm going with this, but basically,
he doubted you.
He doubted me in the beginning because he doubted himself. But once he saw that I did it, guess what he did? He went into a real estate deal with me because all of a sudden, well, if my son can do it, I changed the boys' diapers. Surely I can do it. So not only are you changing yourself, but you can also change the people around you too. So
that's a fantastic point, and that's I hate that I missed that. That is a great point. Once you overcome it, you have now an opportunity to go back, and those who doubted you or those who are living what you were living and what you came through, and encourage them and help them to eliminate their doubt. So let me talk about the other kind of doubt. So we have the doubt that we're going to get from the external world, right? When you think about 97% of those, right, 97% at age 65 are dependent on some outside source to live. Only 3% are independently wealthy or independently able to take care of themselves. What that means is those 3% did something completely different. And if they were in the beginning of setting that up, we're telling 100 people, 97 of those people are going to say you're crazy. Why would you do that? And 97 of them are going to end up depending on someone else at retirement for their income, to eat, for basic living. So when you're in the 97 people you talk to are going to doubt that it's capable, that it's possible. So expect that one. The other kind of doubt is internal, and that's the one we cannot afford. Okay? When we doubt ourselves, we doubt our own abilities, we have to really dig deep, and this is where it gets hard, right? Why am I having these doubts? And it could be a past situation, it could be a past failure. So one of the things that I do is I reach out to those who have been where I'm at. I reach out to a Todd Hunter. When I have doubt about whether I can do something, I want to find that person who's already been through what I've been through. Because if they've been through it, there's no doubt that they had some trials along their path, that they may be able to offer me wisdom as I have my doubt, as I'm on my journey. So I find that person that maybe went through a weight loss journey or a business journey. Again, we're in here because maybe some of us came into this having some doubts. And I want to go into this room and explore how many, by being in this room and the stuff we hear every week, your doubts about whether this is possible have gone down. Even at the highest levels, right? So finding those around you, you can see that that's a very easy tool to do. Now, whether that's in your family, whether that's in your fitness, whatever that is, where else in your life can you apply that where you doubt you can achieve it? Okay? Find that person. The other thing I would say to you that I do is I put a list of all of the things that I've achieved. And it was kind of a real awakening for me because I sort of felt like, I don't really know what I have to offer as a coach or as a, as a motivator, or as a mentor. And I started listing, it was a homework assignment I had to do for my coaching, and my coach made me list, what are all the things that you've achieved, right? And I started going through, like Kentucky Colonel, and I did this, and I did this. And it wasn't an ego trip, but what it said to me was that we often forget when we're going on this new endeavor, the things that we've actually overcome. And it could be as simple as that really cute girl that you wanted to ask out, and you were afraid, and you asked her, and holy crap, she said yes. Or you hit the home run, or you set out to start a business, and you started the business, and you didn't think you could do it, and there it is, and now you've got this business, and it's growing, right? Something that you've overcome. List those things, right? Some award you were given for some work you had done, and just list it. And then keep that list in front of you. So that when you have doubts about what you can accomplish, you've got a person to turn to, and you've got your own accomplishments, and realize that you can accomplish, that you are an achiever, and that any self-doubt that you have can be eliminated when you remind yourself, I got this. Look at all this other stuff that I've done. So I hope this helps. If it did,
really quick here, in my case, I'm pretty much this word for everybody. Whenever you get doubt and you don't know and you're afraid, you can do small action. Just do small steps, something that don't take you out of the game in case you fail. But pretty much since it's going to be small, you're going to accomplish it. And that's going to give you confidence to do more. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. It doesn't matter how careful you are, how planned you make it. It's going to happen. And it's just part of life and the game. So.
That's a great
opportunity. Every mistake's an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the key to life is perseverance.
And that's a great point, and I'm glad you brought that up. Beginning of the year, I shared with a lot of folks that I was wanted to lose weight or get in better shape. And I don't know what I weigh today, but I know I'm a smaller person because I stopped worrying about the scale, right? It was that setback. I'd look at the scale, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Yeah. So instead I said 300 workouts. You guys, a lot of you have already heard this. I'm doing 300 workouts in 2019. I don't care what happens because I have will over that. If I get on the scale, it may represent a setback, and it did. Mid-January, I jumped on the scale. Dude, it hadn't moved. And I'm tired. I'm broke. I'm like, man. And any other time before that, when I was looking at weight loss as my goal and as my measure, I would have just stopped or been frustrated. And it would have lasted 2, 3, 5 days, and I might have quit. It lasted about an hour. Because I reminded myself that the scale was not the goal. It wasn't what I was set out to do. It was the action. It was, I can will myself to get up and go to the gym. So taking action, I know we've talked about making your bed in the morning. Like if you're not in the habit of making your bed in the morning, make your bed in the morning. How many would agree that drinking more water is good for you? Right?
Yes.
How many drink 8 ounces of water as soon as their eyes open? Okay? If you don't, try it. Right? It's a tiny thing.
Add lemon to it.
Okay. Add lemon. It's a tiny thing, but to your point, some small accomplishment throughout the day. Well, my day is just wrecked. Sometimes I'll just go do 30 minutes of cardio. Right? Because then I get to end my day with something I've achieved. It allows that doubt to then go away. Not to mention all of the, when it comes to physical movement and physical exercise, the endorphins and the chemical things, the biological things. Yeah.
One of the things that I learned, like going through my real estate school, is like they taught you like how to be a better person. Like it's not like we get into real estate because we want financial freedom, or we get into real estate because like we want to be able to give back and help people out of terrible situations. But also you want to be a better person at the end of the day. So like they taught us like every single Sunday you should be a better person, or whatever day your week starts on, every single Wednesday you should be a better person than you were last Wednesday. So they say every single day you should set goals, and like you should set stuff that like you know you can accomplish, and then you should set stuff that like you have to push for yourself. They said if you get anywhere between like, I think if you can get to about 80% of your goals being accomplished for your day, you're growing, and it shows that like you're not gonna set yourself up for failure. So like you see the progress that you have, and then you also see like, well, here's 20% of stuff that I still need to work on. That way the next day you're still getting closer and closer to your goals. And then that way at the end of the week you can say, you can look back and see, I accomplished all this stuff this week, and it helps you get up off your butt and not be lazy and waste time.
Well, and it's also a great way to, by tracking your numbers or tracking your progress, something that you have immediate action over, or immediate choice over. Unlike the scale, there's no immediate, I can't will a pound to go away, but I can will myself to do 30 minutes and know the result. If I'm tracking who I'm calling, what I'm doing, and I'm looking back on, hey, the result's not there, but here's all this activity, I'm coming into Monday feeling much better about my week, right?
Yeah, because the previous week you said, hey, I accomplished 12, 13 goals that I wanted to get done. Now I have to come up with 12 or 13 more goals that are further than what I was last week, instead of waking up week after week and saying, hey, I need to do this, hey, I need to do this, and then not getting anything done. So.
Right. So, summarize, expect the doubt from the external, you can afford it, and there's ways to combat it very easily. That internal doubt, you cannot afford it. You cannot afford it. Find the ways, we just got 3 good ways to eliminate those doubts. Track your achievements from the past,